I hope you guys are doing well. So this is just going to be a quick video just summarising the first DayZ status report of 2019. They were mainly talking about their plans for the year ahead, but they did tell us briefly about the persistence issue and new weapons coming in February. By the way, the gameplay you're seeing in the background is on a modded server, so I'll leave the server info in the description. They are 3 weeks into their quite intensive development planning that will shape DayZ this year. So that means sorting through and selecting features, content and timeline of their delivery, which means a lot of meetings and digging through their backlogs trying to identify what they're able to deliver this year and when. In the meantime, normal development continues. The first quarter of this year is pretty much all about spring cleaning, and the devs are getting back on track for more scheduled stable platform updates, bringing new content and fixes. The first platform update is meant to be released sometime in February, and they'll share more details once it's live on experimental. Regarding server performance, all they really said was that most of the gameplay is affected when the server dips between 20 FPS, and currently that's happening on full or high populated servers more often than it should, so this is their top priority to sort out. So what they said about persistence is right now they are preparing a safety net for persistence that will help the current shortcomings when entire areas get wiped when the server crashes. The proposed solution is in testing at the moment and will be on experimental once it's ready. Again, nothing's coming anytime soon to fix the server browser lag. So what they have said is that they're looking into possible improvements, however that may take some time, so at first they'll dig into the issues that damage the experience the most. Once there is more information to share, they will provide an update. This is probably my favourite part of the status report, which is about weapons. The devs have a massive weapons backlog to go through, and you can expect that they will not only look into the current issues with firearms, damage and unconsciousness values, but most importantly into that big stash of weapons that haven't been implemented yet. Their weapons strike team has already managed to make steps towards having 2 new firearms implemented in the upcoming February platform update. They will share more details when they're ready. Like the video if you guys want the SKS to be implemented first. But anyway, moving on to vehicles. They said vehicles have a lot more polishing needed this year in terms of stability and functionality. And as already mentioned, they know and understand that server performance has a huge impact on the experience, especially when player count goes beyond the recommended 60 slots on community servers. Server optimization plays a huge part in the early spring cleaning. And while this is of course important, we can't forget that we should expand the variety of vehicular transport. This year will bring more options to players. Once again, they'll share more details on the upcoming vehicles once they're sure they're ready to deliver. So now regarding consoles, their console specialists are already looking into Xbox specific issues that were reported often and can be scheduled for a relatively easy fix. And there are of course more complex issues like rendering and performance drops that are being investigated. DayZ launched with very decent frames in the Xbox game preview, and they believe that they can get rid of the current drops. It will take some time though. They also know that they still have a large sleeper community on PlayStation 4 patiently waiting for a release. While the devs are still currently not able to dedicate more resources to advancing with another platform, they're taking small steps towards a PS4 release later this year. So it just finishes talking about the communication between the devs and the community. It says with many internal changes in the planning and how the devs approach the update releases overall, they will also need to rethink how often and in what form they'll be communicating with us. They still have a lot of brainstorming to do, but it's very likely that the frequency of development status reports will no longer follow the 2-week period cycle. Instead, they'd like to think of ways on how to more actively work with what's happening in the community, engage in the events organised by community server owners, and improve the direct communication across channels, which is great. I have to say there's definitely been quite a disconnect over the years between the community and the devs, so this is really good news. So that's pretty much the entire status report. We should be expecting an update some point during February that will be featuring 2 new weapons and hopefully fixing the persistence issue and the performance problems we've been having. If you guys found this video informative, then please let me know and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thanks for watching and have a great week.